Hello my crafty friend. We are back with more Cricut Design Space tutorials. Our tutorials that's based on our best-selling book, which is the Cricut Design Space tutorial style book, where you can find all of these tutorials in beautiful written and screenshot step-by-steps. So have a look in the description below for this link, but for today, let's jump straight into this video. Hello. Today we are looking at curving our text. So let's grab some text here and let's have a play. I am looking at page 64 of our Cricut Design Space book. So I am just going to type out the same thing that they have there, which is the Smith family. All right, so we've got some words. So a few things to note. Your curve option lives up here. You can only curve one single line of text. If you had popped an enter space in there to create two lines, your curve option will be grayed out and you won't be able to use it. So you need to make sure it's only one single line. Now what we can do is to, of course, go and choose our font. And it's important to note that not all fonts look good when they are curved. So if you choose a font, you curve it, and it just doesn't really look that great, think about choosing something else and seeing if that's going to improve your problem. Now, why is this not coming up? Varsity letter. There we go. And I'm just going to bold it so that it's a little bit more bold and easy to read. If you have fine letters, it might be hard to read around the circle as well. All right, so now we're going to grab the curve here, and I'm just going to click on that, and you'll be able to see that you can basically move this little circle from one end to the other end. So obviously it doesn't really matter which way we curve it. But if you didn't want a full circle and you only wanted a part circle, like a half circle, then you've got more control about which way you wanted to curve it, because that's a really cool way to do some text as well. But let's have a look at the full circle today. Awesome. So here we've got our full circle. We can change the colors if we wanted to play with that as well. Now, as you can see currently, it is a little bit tricky to read what's going on here, and we can fix that by moving the letters closer together and moving the gaps between the words a little bit, making that a bit bigger. So we've already learned about letter spacing. If you need to go and watch that video tutorial, do so. But I am just going to see what happens if I move this closer together. So now it's just close that up again. All right. So that looks a tiny bit better, but some of the letters are still not the same spacing. So see how the I and the L are so close together, but there's this big gap between the F and the A, and there's this big gap between the L and the I. So if you want to be perfect about it, I often don't bother, but if you want to be perfect about it, you can also come in here and ungroup the letters. And now you have the ability to move this letter yourself. So we can now actually pick up this one single letter and fix it up a bit. It gets a lot more complicated and tricky because obviously you need to try and keep that circle, which I find hard to do once we ungroup things, which is why I don't always bother ungrouping things. But I wanted to show you that the option is there as well. See, I think I've stuffed up the circle a little bit here. So you can also rotate the angle of your letter by doing this if you needed to adjust the angle a little bit. So once you move things, you might need to adjust the angle. Okie dokie. Right, so you can get really perfect about it. Once you're happy with your circle, don't forget that you do also need to, that gap there is way too big, isn't it? Whoa, come on. I'm just going to grab this word and see if I can just fix it a little. That's a bit better. All right, anyways, so now that we've moved the individual letters, we'll have to grab all of them. So I'm clicking and dragging a box around all of them, and I'm going to click on weld so that we can make all of these individual images one single image again. So I'm clicking on weld, and now we have this one single image. So now the next thing that I want to do is I want to have the start of the word more at the top, because you're more inclined to read with your eye from round about here going around. So I'm just going to rotate my circle a bit so that you can have this Smith family a little bit more towards the top. So something like that. So that's how you create your curved text. So I hope that was really interesting to you. You can have a bit of a play with it. You can make some really cool stickers doing this. You can make it bigger and smaller once you have it curved up. I'm a big fan of the half curve rather than the full curve. So I really like, let me do this, the Smith family. I really like curving my text this way. That's, to me, much more appealing than having a circle, but both have got their place if you're creating. But this half a curved one looks pretty good on sweaters and stuff like that too. So there we go. That's it. And it's as easy as that. So I hope you enjoyed that very quick tutorial on how to curve text. And I will see you again for more text tutorials when we're going to make a vertical text in the next video. Bye for now.